We ain't found shit. I'm Batman.
Yep. I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Now vs. Nostalgia, a podcast dedicated to movie shows and video games of the past. I am John.
I'm James.
Got a lot to talk about this episode.
Yeah.
So you ready to jump into it?
Yep.
This week we'll be discussing a film that really had an impact on me when it came out.
Really?
Released 1997 on November 7th, Starship Troopers. Now, I had actually thought you had seen this and never seen it at all.
Never saw it. The only thing I knew about the movie was they killed some bugs and there was some shower scene. Everybody was together.
And yeah, the shower scene.
And I think some people told me it was bad. So I just kind of, it's one of those movies, I didn't know much about it and forgot it.
Forgot it?
Yeah.
Well, I'll jump into that year, and it's very easy to see why it could have been overlooked. Because 1997 was a very big year for movies and video games and stuff, but we'll get into that. Now, this movie, watching it and thinking about it really makes me feel nostalgic for the years. I was in high school, coming out of my shell, starting to, get more exposed, like a lot more friends. I ran for like a class president and stuff, and I kind of really started.
Really?
Oh yeah, really started getting out of. I was like in a very close group for a while. Got out of the A hall, went to the main hall. Was dating, had my first job working at Burger King, and then I quit that job. Did I ever tell you about how I quit that job?
No.
Oh my god!
How you quit Burger King? It's the best place in the world.
Not when you're on the side of the counter. But it was me and my two friends. I had a friend named John Fountain growing up, and Vic Mushmack. That we, at different points in your life, you always have like little groups of friends and stuff. Well, at this point, like mid high school, these three guys were our Tekken friends, and we were always kind of hanging out, doing our thing. We all got a job together at the same time. They opened this this little Burger King,
and all of you.
All three of us.
Yeah, what do you think?
So one night we're working, and there's this party, and there's this girl that I really liked and stuff like that, and kind of talking and stuff, and she was like, "There's no parents here," So I was like, "Oh man, we gotta go," but we're all working.
It's the second time I hear a story about some chick who didn't have her parents at all.
Well,
that's a common thing.
Yeah. So we're working, and it's a burger flipping job. Didn't really like it and stuff, and I'm like, I want to quit. I want to go to the party. So I'm gonna quit. So the boss, this guy, his name was Ron. I was like, I'm gonna leave. We wound up all quitting in sequence. But anyway, this film, some of the films that came out this year, just to show how big, Titanic. Yeah, that was 1997.
Shoosh. A lot of people saw that movie.
Yep.
I didn't.
You never saw it at all?
No.
Never.
Man, I saw that commercial so often with Celine Dion singing that stinking song. I didn't want to watch the movie. Now, years later, I saw it.
Okay. Years later.
Well, I saw some of it. Then I kind of left the room, fell asleep, didn't care. Yeah. Once the ship goes down,
well, that's the end of the movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, the thing about Titanic is when it came out on DVD. Now it came out in the theater in 97.
Yeah.
In 98, I was working at Blockbuster Full Effect.
Yeah.
One of my favorite jobs ever. But people would come in to rent it and stuff like that, and I would always tell them, just start on tape 2.
Just start on tape 2, yeah.
Everything's going to hell. Ship's going down. They got boobies. But yeah, I remember that movie. It was infamous for coming back to Blockbuster not rewound.
Really?
Yeah. Well, think about it. You have 2 tapes, so you put the first tape in, and you're like, "Oh man, I got to put in the second tape." You don't rewind that first one, so by the time you forget. Actually, I posted it on the Facebook page the other day. I saw at a Goodwill a rewinder and that just kind of like took me back for a few minutes. 'Cause
Yeah.
just think about that, like a device that they were selling to rewind,
Just to rewind.
just to rewind a tape. Because you had to put that next movie in, You rented your stack of films. You don't want to sit there and wait like 3 minutes. You want to start the next one, and then like you're rushing to bring it back at the last minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Rewind.
that's like explaining the pencil and the tape to the child. What was that for?
What was that? I don't know what you're talking about.
Other movies that came out that year: Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Seen it?
Yes, I did see that.
Batman and Robin.
No, I did not see that.
You've never seen Batman and Robin?
No.
Ever?
I learned my lesson after, what was the third Batman movie? Or is that one the third one?
Batman's Forever.
Yeah. See, I stopped. The first one, yeah. The second one, okay. And actually, they kind of lost me at the end of the second movie.
Yeah, the second one. I mean, that's they let Tim Burton do whatever he wants.
Yeah, it's like you wanted to like it, but
know.
I kind of still like it enough.
I like parts of it. I mean, I like Danny DeVito in it.
Yes.
You know, he's awesome in there.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer's pretty hot in there. There's just like cool scenes, like they got the Batman kills people in that movie.
Yeah,
Like,
I was taking time.
The Fifth Element.
Okay, I saw that.
Yeah. Austin Powers.
Yeah, I saw that later.
Okay. we saw it at the movies. Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, saw that
I
later.
love that movie. Home Alone 3.
Home Alone 3. Never saw that one.
Lost World. That's a disappointing sequel. I watched that the other day, not too long ago.
Yeah.
Well, because they got the new Jurassic Park coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of went on the kick and watched all of them again. First one, still amazing. We should do it. Holds up. It's awesome. Second one, it's got a couple good parts and stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of like the end. But I think I might have asked that before. Like, did he adopt that little girl? Because that girl, was no way that was his biological daughter.
There's no way out.
No. The Game.
What's the game?
Michael Douglas, Sean Penn. Not Chris Penn.
Yeah, Sean Penn. Dang,
It's like he's kind of like rich, kind of hotshot guy.
Yeah.
And his brother sends him on this quest, like all kinds of crazy stuff happening to him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mind mess,
Huh. Is any good?
Yeah, it's good.
good?
It's been a while since I've seen it now, but
Yeah.
I remember when it came out, it was one of those movies like, oh man, this is so different. You have to watch it,
Is it long?
I think it's like 2 hours. Yeah, it's not a crazy 3-hour movie. Now, speaking of games, some of the video games that came out, this might have been why you might have missed.
Yes, yeah.
Can you name any games that came out in 1997?
Whew, in 97, let's see. I think, Resident Evil came out on the Saturn in 97.
Yeah, the director's cut. Yeah, very good, very good. Just looking at this list makes me want to just like stop recording and go play one of these. Grand Theft Auto, original classic.
Really?
Yep.
97, yes, man. All right.
Blade Runner, which was a PC game. I was excited about it. It doesn't hold up, but at the time it was really cool.
Yeah.
This game, Final Fantasy 7, I think it's Final Fantasy 7. That one,
that game?
yeah. I think people like that one.
I didn't like that one.
Fallout.
Fallout.
Yep.
Man, I didn't play Fallout until like last year before last.
Talking about the original, right?
Yes,
Awesome.
because they had like a big sale going on. What's that website?
Steam, Good Old Games,
No,
Amazon.
Yeah, the one with go.com. What is it
Yeah,
called?
it's Good Old Games.
Good Old Games. That's what that means. All
Yeah.
this time I've been buying games from this damn site. I never knew what that meant. Well, cool, but yeah, because I bought off that at a big sale. Now I had a problem controlling the character on that game though.
Oh yeah, it has the isometric. kind of deal.
Yeah, so I quit, but I keep thinking I do want to go back to play. I just got to get used to the controls.
Yeah, it's great. Multiple endings and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. The second one, I would say play 2. The second one is one of the hardest games I ever played.
Really, is that hard? Because I
Yeah.
did get the second one.
Second one.
Now, recently I picked up a what's the name of that magazine? It might be Retro Gamer and Wasteland 2.
I haven't.
You have it? Is it any good?
It's good. It's I mean, it's just like Fallout. It controls a lot better.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. It was the first game I was interacting with, talking with my buddy, and I sent him a picture. I was like, because we always, every time a game does something really unique, that makes it stand out. Like I was mentioning Grand Theft Auto 5 for PS4, having the sound come through the controller.
Yeah.
That's awesome to me.
Yeah.
But Wasteland 2 had one of those things where you can actually pick your backpack. Because you design your character, and you just pick your packs, and it's just, I was just like, I've never seen that before, Because like once you make the character, that's it. It's not like you equip everything and see it so much. I was just like, I can select my fanny pack, my backpack.
Because I didn't know anything about the game. I pick up a magazine, I'm reading. Because from what I understand, it's like Fallout copied Wasteland.
Yes.
And so Wasteland it all fits.
Yeah, I picked up Wasteland 2 around Christmas, and it came with Wasteland 1, which...
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you can't play that.
I've seen pictures, yeah.
But, yeah, Fallout 2 has a lot of pop culture references, like the TARDIS is in it.
Yeah.
Got some other stuff. You can actually get a car and stuff. And if you kill kids, like these freaking bounty hunters come after you, and they will destroy you. Just cool stuff like that. And I want to say it's on Fallout 1. You can actually beat the game by, like, if you had charisma and everything and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, spoilers, this is like 1997, so I don't care. If you have enough charisma and everything, you can actually convince the last person to kill themselves.
Oh,
I mean, like Mass Effect style.
Mass Effect, yeah.
Yeah. Here's some other games. Goldeneye. Star Fox 64. Star Wars Jedi Knight 2.
No.
Dark Forces 2, sorry. That's an awesome game.
I have those. I hadn't played them.
Oh, man. That Dark Forces 2.
Yeah.
That was one of the first, like, big PC multiplayer games that that was, like, moddable, where you can actually... And they had, like, a grappling hook mod. We used to play that for hours and hours and hours. Castlevania, Symphony of the Night.
Infinite, yeah.
Tomb Raider 2.
Oh, what?
Shadow Warrior.
Oh, okay, I know what that
They
is.
just remade that recently. Yeah. That game was offensive.
You made that?
The first one, I thought it was awesome. It was like a Duke Nukem kind of clone.
Yeah.
So was Blood that came out the year, another game that's on this list that I love. But Shadow Warrior was, you play as this dude named Lo Wang. And you're just like, who wants some wang? It's like, but you're just like throwing ninja stars and like you get rocket launchers and stuff. But, it was awesome. It was one of those 3D Realms games.
Yeah.
Full of secrets and funny. Mortal Kombat 4.
Mortal Kombat 4? I didn't play that one.
That's the like when they went to 3D.
Yeah. And early.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that one. Mm-hmm. Has my favorite fatality on it.
Yeah, which one is that?
So Quan Chi like rips your leg off and beats you with it. They brought it back in the last one, but I used to do that in the arcade all the time. It was great. I remember they had it at the pizza place in Iberia for the longest time.
Yeah.
And like it was just like you had to wipe it down for 5 minutes before you could play. So gross. Oddworld. Riven.
Okay.
Yep, Secret of Mist. Age of Empires.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that game.
You love those?
Age of Empires, yeah. Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, like any like RTS like that.
Yeah,
it's my stuff. That game reminds me of. You ever heard of a band called Days of the New?
No.
It was. They had like a one moment time, like one album kind of came out, but they had that song. I finally found the reason. I don't know. I'm not gonna do it right. I got some time on my hands. You don't remember that song?
It sounds familiar.
But anyway, I could play it. But anyway,
it sounds familiar.
Me and my cousin Joey, we would play Age of Empires for hours.
Yeah.
And we both had that CD. So, like, you'd put the game in, and you would just have the CD playing in the background.
Yeah.
And the way we would play RTSs, this is why I got so bad when StarCraft came out. Because we would, like, build our base first. You got, like, 30 minutes to build your base, and then you attack. Yeah. When you play online, it's just, you get rushed. That's how it goes. You're like, all right, I got my walls up. I'm about to start making... What the hell? You're getting overwhelmed. Come on, man, I'm building here. And that's, there's no... But that's how I like to play.
Yeah.
So I like to play with people I know. Because, you get like that little time to kind of build your civilization up.
Yeah.
Then they unleash the war. Need for Speed 2.
Need for Speed 2.
And then a game that I actually skipped work and called out sick with a fake funeral. Like, said I had a funeral to go to. Yeah. Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
Serious?
Yeah. I remember that game. I had... it was the first like Nintendo 64 game besides Mario that I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Wow.
And the second I beat it, because I did beat it, and that was a hard game. The second I beat it, my 64 died.
Really?
On the credits while I was watching the end.
What did you do to how? It just stopped working?
It just turned off. Man. So I had to send it to Nintendo and get it replaced.
Yeah, I mean a Nintendo product that just stopped working.
It's turned off. Like in the credits, I mean I beat that game so hard I destroyed the Nintendo. Quake 2, which I love Quake.
Yeah.
Blood, which I mentioned previously. I love Blood. You ever played that one?
No.
It's like a Duke Nukem kind of game, stuff like that. But you would love it. It's full of pop culture, like Army of Darkness, Halloween, Freddy. You name the horror trope and stuff like that. It's in there, and it's so funny because there's a part where you're around this lake, and he does like the guy. His name's Caleb, and he goes ching-ka-ka-ka-ka. And then like you go in the shed, and there's Jason's mask. Little things like that. Mega Man Legends. So yeah. There's a lot of games that came out that year.
97.
98 was a lot of people say, I think we discussed before, was like the greatest game year, but 97 is not bad.
Not bad for 97.
It's kind of set up what's going on in the world that year, like where we were, like maybe some of these things that you're like, wow, that feels like a long time ago, because it was. That was the year that Princess Diana died in a car crash. The Heaven Gates cult committed the mass suicide.
Oh, yeah, the Nikes.
The Hell Bob comet. Mike Tyson got hungry and bit Evander Holyfield's ear.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods became the youngest golfer ever to enter the Masters at 21.
21.
Yep. The Mars Pathfinder landed on the surface of Mars. Internet Explorer 4 was released.
Internet Explorer.
And possibly a sign of the end of times, the first sheep was ever cloned. The Simpsons became the longest running animated series.
Oh, I'm still suffering from that.
Notorious B.I.G. was killed.
Coming.
The first Harry Potter book was released.
Really?
Yep. So it's been a while. So, I was going to ask you what was your first memory of this film, but we don't have one.
Don't have one that you're talking about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. I can tell you mine. I used to play a game on the PC called Ultima Online, and that game is a blast. That was so much fun. Now everybody knows what World of Warcraft is.
Yeah.
Ultima was the grand kind of. There's like text-based MMOs before this, but Ultima was the first one that was graphics. A world living in the hype and what I believe that game was going to be, like building up to like actually playing it. Like I was just like, this is going to be like another life, Like I remember buying the box and driving home and just like looking at this picture of like all these people fighting and this dragon and the gold and just being like, I can't wait for this. And the game, I mean, we played it for like 2 years. It was so much fun. And it was like, when you play like an MMO now, like Warcraft or Rift, can't even remember all the ones they have, Guild Wars 2. A lot of it, it's so PC friendly,
Yeah.
And kind of walk you through stuff and kind of hold your hand and stuff like that. Man, no, like, Ultima Online was like a third world country that you were not welcome in. Like, you'd walk outside of town and people would just murder you. Not only murder you, like mutilate your body, because you could do that, and then like drop your ear off or your head off to you later. Like those games were not made for like you had to know somebody to get in, or like take your time, take some baby steps. Man. But we used to play, and we like put in the window, and we have ICQ, which is kind of like Yahoo Messenger. That's even old now. Like running in the window, and I would talk to my friend Geraldine. She lives in Singapore. We've been friends for 20 years now, and she got online like late, and of course it's the other side of the world. She was like, I just saw this movie called Starship Troopers. It was amazing. They had aliens and all stuff. It was violent. It was funny. They had mini nukes. I was like, man, I had to see this. So actually, I didn't go to the theater for it, but I did watch it when it came out on video. This was directed by Paul Verhoeven, and it's kind of a full circle for us, because our very first podcast was Paul Verhoeven.
Oh, heck yeah.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
And a lot of similarities in these two films. With the would you like to know more? That's like straight out of like the RoboCop like commercials and stuff, and I love that stuff. It's a nice charm, like the fake commercials.
Yeah.
Paul Verhoeven, he's known for RoboCop, of course, Total Recall, Basic Instinct, Hollow Man, and one of the worst movies of all time, Showgirls.
I still hadn't seen that movie. I need to watch that.
Oh, I saw it.
You saw it?
I saw it when it came out, because I was like, man, I want to see.
You saw that at the theaters, right?
No, but I did see the other one, Striptease, at the theater.
You did?
Yeah,
I did see some of that movie.
Well, I had the hots for Demi Moore at the time, and I think I went with like 3 or 4 friends. And I was like, man, this comedy's gonna be great. It's got Ving Rhames and all that stuff in it. And I was like, and it might have nudity, I guess, but I mean, the movie is funny. Ship Striptease.
Yeah.
You got Burt Reynolds covered in Vaseline and stuff. Yeah, Demi Moore, man, she was. But anyway, yeah, like to see Showgirls, I saw it on video. To see Jesse Spano stuck up, getting naked on screen. It's so you ever seen it at all?
No.
It's a terrible movie. Oh, it's terrible. I think she flails around so much, and like the Saved by the Bell, where she's like, "Oh, I'm so excited."
Yes, I'm so excited.
Well, imagine that, but like a sex scene.
I tried to laugh.
Starship Troopers, IMDb gives it a 7.2. Rotten Tomatoes, 63% critics and 69% audience. So kind of about in the middle of the road for that.
Yeah, I'm so kind of surprised. Because, I mean, at the time, I remember reading people did not like this movie. Which never stopped me from watching the movie before, I
was about to say.
Well, you didn't like it? Right, I got to see this now.
It was made on a budget of $105 million. and made 121 at the box office. So it made his money back, but not much at all.
Not much, yeah.
Most of his profits, and it made most of his money on the home video rentals, which is where I saw it, which is why it spun 2 direct-to-DVD sequels. But it was nominated for an Oscar in 1998 for Best Special Effects.
Okay.
Yep. What do you think it lost to? I already told you the movies that came out that year.
I don't know. Let me guess. Titanic.
Yep, you're right.
You sick? Really? They lost to Titanic?
Yeah, Titanic, man.
You just sink a boat. I'm done with that. These people are flying in space.
Titanic, it was kind of funny because they released it recently, a while back in 3D, remastered, and they actually had changed the sky. Did you hear about that?
No.
You know the guy Neil, whatever, the guy who's always like the science, the one who ruined Pluto. I can't think of his name right now. It's Neil something. I can't remember his last name.
Yeah.
You know him if you saw him. He's the science nerd guy. He's always on everything.
He's on everything.
Like he's always, like whenever they start talking about space or whatever, like he's
the guy they show.
He's popping up. He's got the mustache and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Neil Tyson, whatever.
I don't know his name.
Doesn't matter. Well, he's the one who basically said Pluto wasn't a planet. Caused a big stink. When they were going to release Titanic, there's a part where they look up at the sky when they're like in the water and you see the sky.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, those constellations and those stars would not have been there at that time of the year." So when James Cameron re-released the film, they changed the sky.
What the hell? Who cares? Leave the sky alone, man.
Yeah. Starring Casper Van Dien. Never understood why he never did much.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he has like over 100 acting credits on his list. But going through his films, I've probably seen 5.
I've seen your list.
His known films, of course, his biggest one is Starship Troopers. And he returned for the 3rd one. But did you watch it? We'll get into it. No? Okay. Tarzan. He did the Legend Tarzan film.
Really?
Yep. The Mega Code. And then he was in Sleepy Hollow. He was like one of the side characters in Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
With Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And Christina Ricci. You never seen that?
No, hadn't seen it. This one, I don't know why, because it looked like something I wanted to see, and I kind of just forgot about it. I guess
I'd like to deep dive in that movie and kind of because it's been a while since I've seen it. I want to say it came out in '99, but it's weird. Christopher Walken is sick in that movie. I mean, it's got an awesome cast.
Yeah,
you got Christopher Walken, you got Christina Ricci, of course Johnny Depp. You got I think Jeffrey Jones in there. I think that was one of his last movies before they were like, "Stop touching kids." Tons of TV films for Casper. He was in an episode of Married with Children, 90210, and tons of crap B movies that you might have heard of. Python, Road Rage, Shark Attack, The Tracker, Dracula 3000.
Oh, I heard Dracula. I hadn't seen that movie.
You haven't seen it?
I've heard of it.
And then we get to Denise Richards.
Denise Richards.
Back in the day, she was a goddess to me. She was, woo. When I saw this movie, I was like, she is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And I had a huge crush on her. And then I saw Wild Things.
You saw Wild Things?
Did you see that?
I have seen Wild Things. I don't remember much about it, but I have seen it.
Ooh, I saw Wild Things, yeah.
I saw it on, Skinamax.
That's where
That's where I saw it.
I was working at Blockbuster when it came out, and I remember seeing it, and people were coming in like, "That's like porn." And I was like, "Well, I guess this one's already sold out tonight." No, but she was hot in that movie. So was Neve Campbell. I mean, that was a good movie. I would like to do it. It's like been 10 years since I've seen it.
Ooh.
Or longer, maybe.
Yeah.
I know they made like 3 sequels to that, too. She is also known for being married to, at one point, to Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
And he put that girl through the ringer, apparently. Have you seen her lately?
No.
If you look at like her IMDb and stuff like that, she looks like a robot. Like she's just very plasticky and stuff like that. And apparently she's still friends with him. I mean, she was on his anger management show.
No, she was.
Yeah, I mean, they have kids, so I guess they have to be.
Yeah, I guess. I wonder if they met because, like, she was also in, Loaded Weapon 1.
Yeah, well, she's known for Wild Things, Starship Troopers. She was a Bond girl in World Is Not Enough.
Really?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Love Actually, Undercover Brother.
Undercover Brother. Oh, I forgot about it. Oh, man, I love the cartoon. I did not like the movie.
Because you got Chris Kattan there, man. He's the worst. What was it? Wasn't Dave Chappelle in there?
I don't know. I don't remember. I've only seen it once, and I was like, I knew it was gonna be bad going in.
All I remember about that movie is General's Fried Chicken. She was in Scary Movie 3, Valentine. She did a lot of TV. She was on the TV series Weird Science.
Really?
Yeah, another crush of my time, Vanessa Angel.
She who played the what's her name in Weird Science? I forgot the lady's name.
I just said Vanessa Angel.
Oh, is she the one who played the girl?
Yeah. I just watched a movie with her the other day, Kingpin.
Really? Yeah. It's funny. I was just thinking about Kingpin. That was like yesterday, maybe the day before.
It's on Netflix streaming.
I watch it all the time. I love Kingpin. It's a funny movie.
I milked your cow. It took a little while to get it started.
Ooh, he's like he comes out from the refrigerator. Ooh, it's nippy. His nipples are sticking through the thing. I was like, I just shake your head.
Oh, that movie's pretty foul. But
man,
Farley Brothers. Oh, with his landlord.
Yeah.
Nothing. Here.
Every time I see that lady, I saw it in something recently with some TV show. And I think of that scene every time.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Throwing up in the
Oh, that part's gross.
Wasn't that bad?
Yeah. Dina Meyer, 46-year-old, and she's like, that woman's aging like fine wine. Looked her up for this. She looks fantastic now. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed her films. Like she was in all four Saw. Well, the first four Saws. Dragonheart, another movie I like. She was a Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, and Birds of Prey. She was in Star Trek Nemesis, one of my favorite Next Generation films.
Star Trek Nemesis.
Yeah. But yeah, her and Casper Van Dien have a friendship. Like I was kind of looking up a little bit about all of them for the research. Yeah, and they have like a lot of stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure if her character wouldn't have died in the film, she would have probably been in the sequels.
Yeah, I was surprised she died too.
Oh yeah, we're getting that.
But yeah, a lot of brutal things happen in this movie.
Jake Busey, son of the one and only legendary.
Ooh yeah.
Known for The Frighteners, a film that will probably come up in our next podcast because I really liked it. You ever seen it?
No.
Oh, Frighteners is great. I totally should do a podcast on The Frighteners.
The Frighteners, huh?
Peter Jackson film. It was before he got... You can kind of see like why they might have given him Lord of the Rings because, I mean, he was doing some really cool special effects in there. Yeah. But Michael J. Fox is in it. It was one of his last roles before his performances started getting a little shaky. Yeah. And that was a terrible yeah. But it's a ghost story, and it's about the Grim Reaper and everything and stuff. Came out a year before this. It's good stuff. He was in first movie I ever seen Jake Busey in was PCU. You know what I'm saying?
PCU. I've seen that.
Comedy. He was in Twister, Contact, Enemy of the States, Tomcats. You ever seen that one?
No.
I haven't seen it in a while, so I won't say if it holds up or not. But it's basically about a group of friends who, it's like 6 friends or something. Yeah. And whenever the first one gets married, they're like the Playboy guys. Yeah. They decide to do a vow. Whoever's the last, every time one gets married, they have to put money in the pot. And whoever's the last guy to get married, the last guy single gets all the money. Okay. And then years and years later, it's a ton of money. And it's a freaking name from Stand By Me. What's his face? Jerry O'Connell. Okay. It's Jerry O'Connell, Jake Busey. Shannon Elizabeth from American Pie, like right after American Pie, when she was a big thing. And then, but he needs the money, so it's just him and Jake Busey left. So they're trying to like get each other like married off and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Like I think it's on streaming. Like, I mean, you could watch a lot worse. He was also in Roadhouse 2.
Roadhouse 2. I never saw Roadhouse 2.
I saw it at the dollar store the other day. I was like looking at the movies. Yeah. Because they had a Puppet Master set. They had all the Puppet Masters. Really? And I was trying to find it again, and I didn't see it. But then I saw Roadhouse 2, and I was just like, oof. Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown.
That man stays busy. That man has over like 230 acting credits. A lot of it is voice acting stuff, but best known for Shawshank Redemption.
That's right.
He's Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob. Yeah. He was in Highlander, Buckaroo Banzai, and Across the Eighth Dimension. He's done Lex Luthor's voice in pretty much all the cartoon versions of Superman. Wow. He's been voices in God of War, Fallout, the Thundercats reboot, the recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, and he will be Black Hand in the World of Warcraft movie, which I'm hopeful for. Yeah. I'm hoping they do it right. Michael Ironside.
Michael Ironside. Sounds like a Transformer.
Another actor who does tons of voice work. Yeah. Total Recall, Top Gun, the Machinist, and he's done Sam Fisher pretty much in every Splinter Cell up until the most recent one. Wow. He was in Mega Man with his boy Casper. Perfect Storm, which is a movie I enjoy that movie. He was in Sequest, and he's also alongside Clancy Brown in Superman because he was Darkseid. Last but not least, a little guy called Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Were you surprised to see him in this film?
Yes, I was.
Think about it. He was child star Doogie Howser. Yeah. He didn't do much. I mean, he did Doogie Howser, and then he did little small roles. Nothing big. And then it was a film called Harold and Kumar in 2004 that kind of brought him back in the spotlight. Got him. Yep. because this was 97. It wasn't almost 7 years later until he got big.
Yeah.
And then he started getting more roles. He landed on How I Met Your Mother. Rest of history.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude can do anything. No wrong. Everybody loves him. He's done voice work for, Justice League, Adventure Time, the Saints Row games. And dude's hosting the Oscar,
Yeah.
But let's get into the movie.
Get into the movie.
I love the opening. It's very much like RoboCop.
Yes.
And it's very obvious. And it's very established. It's established at the very beginning of the film that the bugs hurl meteors across space and hit planets. It's like one of the worst weapons possible. I'm glad they don't show it. It's, I guess, leaving it up to imagination makes it more funny. But how does that work? I mean, they just.
I have no idea.
They're just flinging meteors.
Just flinging because they're bored, I guess.
But it's kind of cold opening. It just starts up, and you got the gunfire, intense violence.
Intense violence.
Oh yeah, I mean, right away. Were you surprised with the violence?
I was like, my God, this is brutal. And I didn't turn away either.
Oh no,
your eyes is glued.
But you have this going on, and then you're all into it, and then they pull back. You get you go back 1 year.
Yeah.
And you get all your players kind of right away. You get Johnny Rico.
Mm-hmm.
You get I'm trying to remember her name already. Carmen, yeah. I got it written down here. But all the characters, like one of the things that stands out, all the young characters in this film, they're all like good-looking characters. Like there's no ugly person. Like that's like one of the soldiers.
Yeah.
Like every one of them, Dina Meyer, Denise Richards, Casper Van Dien. I mean, Neil Patrick Harris, Xander, I can't remember the guy who plays it now. I mean, they're all great looking. Yeah. Even Jake Busey. I mean, that dude looks like his father.
Yes,
they got him looking where he actually was like at a handsome point in his life. And right away, like when I saw Denise Richards, like I forgot how bad she was. She's terrible in this movie. Like her acting is so wooden and stuff.
Yeah, she's probably the worst actress in the movie.
Yeah, she is probably. I mean, doesn't have a lot to work with for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, she did have some scenes that were cut. So
they cut scenes from her? Really?
The movie's long. The movie's really long.
Yeah, it's long.
So they cut some parts, and there's a lot. Most of the stuff they cut was her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's parts with her and Xander. There's a nice part with her and her bra where they're talking on the ship. Yeah, I'm not gonna hide this. I like Denise Richards. But there's a lot of like her character development that was cut out, and they, I kind of wish like they would have done a director's cut and pushed it all back in.
Yeah,
but no. This is kind of interesting trivia. Kind of jump around. I go back to it, but Mark Wahlberg was actually turned down the role for Johnny Rico.
What?
That would have been a different kind of movie.
Yeah, it would have. Man, he'd have been Mark in this role in Starship Troopers.
And the special effects, like just like little things, especially at the beginning when you see like Mike Arnhardt's like with his arm.
Yes,
that's impressive stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like I think a couple years, 97, so 3 years after Forrest Gump.
Mm-hmm.
You'd already saw that with like Lieutenant Dan and everything.
Yeah,
but I mean, it still looks looks good. Let's see. I mean, in the beginning of the movie, like a lot of people complain about, it's kind of slow, like the whole school stuff. Because kind of like the build up and everything. Yeah. And we're like, I mean, because you jump into it and you get all this at the beginning, and you're kind of waiting for, like, let's start fighting again. But I like the parts with the classroom stuff. There's fun there.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. I always have to, fix my mind thinking, okay, they're supposed to be children. Because they always look like they're in their 30s.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like
they're so freaking old, man.
Well, they don't ever establish, like, it could be college or whatever.
Yeah, they never really say. I kind of assumed it was high school because they do a few high school things.
Well, they have the sports, like the arena football, which is terrible.
They're
dissecting the bugs.
Dissecting the bugs.
She pukes. It was gross.
Making out in the hallway.
Did you see your girl from the Golden Girls, the teacher, the blind teacher, dissecting the bugs?
That's what I see. I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah.
That was her.
I like how like your grades could just be shown to everybody on the big screen.
Really,
Oh well, let me show you over here. You check it out
everybody. Look at my F.
Yep. And then like one of the things in the book, because I kind of referenced the book. I never read it, but I kind of looked into it a little bit, and I want to. I will probably get down and maybe I can find it on audiobook.
Yeah.
I don't have time to sit down. I'll do it while I'm riding around, driving around. But in the book, Dizzy's a man. Okay. So that's a little bit different. Something they added in there. But they have like when they're in the classroom when he's drawing. Like that's like the best drawing program ever. So like, she, they just kind of establishing like, oh, there's a crush. There's this. She's just trying to look over her shoulder. Yeah, trying to see it. If you had to pick one, which one you had going with?
The chick who died.
Dizzy.
Yeah.
Well, she all leading them on, man. Well, we get some news footage and stuff like that, and they all, like they finish school, they have the prom, like the little dance scene, and they all decide to enlist because the thing about this movie, if you're a citizen, you get rights, you can have babies, you get different privileges and stuff like that, and you become a citizen by serving your country or serving the government because there's no, everything seems to be like established as one.
Yes.
So like either by fighting, serving, so. John Rico, he joins the infantry because Carmen's going to go out there and join. She's going to be a pilot because she's excelled. She's doing really well. Neil Patrick Harris, I can't remember his name right now. I haven't written it. Carl.
Yep. Because they kind of just stopped showing him.
Well, he's a psychic.
And
he got his he's psychic. So he's going to like join the special part, like intelligence.
Yes.
Also, Carmen's joining as a pilot. She's going to be with his rival Xander. Yeah. So there's that whole triangle right there. And then you find out that Dizzy also joined, but she joined for Rico. Mm-hmm. So they're all going in there. And but they have that one news footage scene that always makes me laugh where they show like the Mormons, like the base. They just got demolished. So it sucks to be them. What did you think about the whole like training sequence and everything?
Man, I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
Clancy Brown.
Whatchamacallit? Yeah, he was rough, man.
He's awesome.
He didn't play around. I did like him.
I like when the scene with the knife.
Yes. Put your hand up there. You can't press a button if you can't use your hand or something like that, he said.
Yeah, broke the dude's arm.
Great. Yes, indeed. And then what's the chick name again? Dizzy. She fights him. Of course, he knocks her out.
Oh, yeah.
But she put up a good fight at the beginning.
She just walks up.
She did better than everybody else.
Co-ed showers. What do you think about that?
Whew, I couldn't do it.
It's where it's awkward, Yeah,
but they just fine. Like, they just do this every day.
Well, this is a trivia about it. Director Paul Verhoeven and cinematographer Jos Van Coo, they were going to do the shower scene one take.
Yeah.
And then Dina Meyer dared them to do it nude with them. So these two older guys did the scene nude, and Joss, he's like in his 60s at the time. So, yeah, just think about that next time you see it.
So, but that scene also, reminds me of RoboCop.
Oh yeah,
everybody was just changing clothes together. One big.
Well, RoboCop had that too, where it was like all sexuality didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. What kind of world that would be?
Yeah. The spaceship on there reminded me, like the cruiser reminded me of Spaceballs, just that big long ship. And then when they hit that meteor, it sucked to be anybody who was up in that tower. Just now, like when they go into, it kind of goes back to the beginning, and you get into war and everything's going on and stuff like that. I love the drop ships. Like any movies that have like cool drop ship scenes where just stuff coming down, stuff like that. Like Aliens, when they're coming down, everybody's kind of locked in. Edge of Tomorrow had a really cool one.
Yes,
that really came out. Something about that, man. Something about just like space soldiers coming down like in a planet, like locked in. I dig it. And then like all the weapons, like it's supposed to be futuristic.
Yes.
But you have these advanced weapons. You have mini nukes. You have ships that can travel around. I mean, we have like robotic appendages and stuff and arms. Mm-hmm. But on the ground, what are we using?
I don't know. Nothing effective.
And but when I see it, I'll probably mention it a couple times. I think StarCraft. I want a StarCraft movie every time I watch this movie or think about it. And how long do you think they're on that surface before they decide to retreat?
They didn't even finish. They didn't even finish unloading.
Yeah.
Before they turned around and got back on.
And luckily, this planet has the same atmosphere as Earth.
Oh yeah, it just happened.
I don't know.
I guess somebody did research. I guess. I don't know. Did they ever explain why they were fighting?
No, it's kind of like he's kind of led up that maybe they disturbed them or something like that with their space travel. But yeah, like after seeing Interstellar, like it ruined like every time somebody goes on another planet now, like I'm kind of like thinking about But this movie actually has a record for the most ammo spent in a film.
I bet.
Gunshots.
I bet it did.
And I don't know how you count that. I don't know how, like, somebody...
Just assume.
Yeah. Who... if I was that guy, like, there's that one guy, I remember, I wrote this down, that got his leg pierced by the bug when he was on the ground, and then more bugs are coming and stuff like that. I would have shot myself.
Yeah.
Just straight up. Oh, yeah, and they have the scene where Rico's promoted. Yeah. And then he offers Diz, like, a squad captain. Mm-hmm. And then, like, after he offers it to Ace or whatever. Yeah. I would have been, like, pissed off. Like, I'm your second choice. But, this is pulled from Hollywood Tactics. So here we go. So this will explain why this movie is so great. Ships parked shoulder to shoulder in orbit. Mm-hmm. Yep. Underestimating the enemy who can throw asteroids at you from across the galaxy. Fighting a ground war against a ground-bound enemy when you can nuke them from orbit. No air, no artillery, no orbital support when your outnumbered ground forces you've clearly shown that you can carpet bomb. Not supplying your ground forces with weapons that are commonly used today, such as mortars, anti-tank rockets, grenade launchers, machine guns. Nope. None of it. When arriving to the battle, announcing your presence to all of the planet by screaming and shooting off flares. Attempting the Zerg rush when the other side is the Zerg. Using insufficient assault rifles against an enemy who can clearly survive a full clip. Mm-hmm. No ground vehicles, transport, or even attempted... when they even attempted to extract the brain bug later, they're pulling them out on ropes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So they have their first, like, after the battle, like, you have when Rico and Diz finally hook up. Mm-hmm. I always laugh because, like, you know, well, first he has this ice chest he just pulls out of nowhere. Like, what would happen if they would have lost or whatever? Or, like, you know, but he got his footballs and what's his face is playing his little trumpet.
Yeah.
But he's got his beers and everything. But he walks in the room and he's under the covers with Diz. And he's like, "Who's under there with you?" He's like, "What? Take 10 minutes?" And I love the part where a big old bug comes out the ground, and just burns that guy. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I mean, the special effects on this movie are fantastic. They hold up. I think they look just as good as I remember. You know,
they're definitely fun.
Yeah. But Rico jumps in his back and tosses a grenade in it. Now, I was thinking about that. I was like, how much of, like, a trope and how much is that actually... That happens a lot, like, in movies and stuff like that. If there's a tank or something like that, somebody's, like, tossing a grenade in it. Think about it. So, for the list. All right. This is movies that have grenades that are tossed in it. So, in Red Dawn, scene with the grenade. Saving Private Ryan, grenade scene. They toss a grenade there. Mm-hmm. They did it on the Delta Force movie. Star Wars, come on. Luke Skywalker does it today. The AT-AT. And Captain America, he does it on there. Avatar, they do it on there. It's done tons on live action. It's even in video games. Metal Slug does it. You can do it on Halo, pretty much. Or the Master Chief does it all the time. You can do it to Vulcan Raven on Metal Gear. You can also do it on Metal Gear 4. Dawn of War, Fur Fighters, Call of Duty, Mercenaries. Remember Mercenaries?
Yeah, I remember Mercenaries.
Yeah, that was a good game.
That was fun.
Resident Evil 5. You can do it with the bioweapon, shove it down his throat. Prototype, that's another one. Bomberman 64. Brothers in Arms. Heavy Gear. Rogue Squadron 3. Star Wars Battlefront. Half-Life 2. Call of Duty Black Ops. Paladin 2. Mech Warrior. Yeah. If there's a tank and you're on foot, you're pushing a grenade in there. That's just the way it goes.
I'm stopping this thing.
Now the big battle, my pretty much favorite part of the movie is when you start seeing the flying bugs, and one swoops that guy up, grabs a sniper rifle, takes that guy out. Yeah. But when they get to that base and you realize something's wrong, they took out his brain.
They took his brain out.
Now, where are you when you're watching this movie at this point? Are you, like, all in? You just like, are you digging it? I mean,
oh yeah. I mean, I started enjoying the movie right at the beginning. So, you know, once the battles kicks in and people are getting pulled apart and everything, and I'm in.
Yeah, because I think at this part, this is the peak of the mountain for me. Like this part of the movie, because they're at this base and the bugs are coming.
Yeah,
I mean they are overrun.
Yes,
you know they can't stop them. You know they get swooping down, cutting heads off. You know, that one dude just gets obliterated. They're coming. They're just ripping apart the fences and stuff like that. The rescue ship comes down. I mean, you get that shot of the bugs everywhere. Man. And, I mean, it's freaking amazing. And I mean, the gore and the special effects and that the whole part, like you lose two of the main characters pretty much right there.
Yeah.
And they're both some violent ass deaths too, because like
Michael
Ironside, I can't remember his name for the life of me. He gets pulled in the hole.
Yeah.
They pull him out, his legs gone.
Yep.
And he's like, "Do it, Rico, do it," you know. And then poor Diz, like I think those special effects for her, like she's doing her little touchdown end zone dance, and then she just gets, like when she blows up that one bug, that looked awesome. But like when they had the hole in her chest, that still looked really good. But yeah, I mean they bring him back up. They have you know, they show that they could heal people because they healed, you know, but
yeah,
she was done.
Yeah, indeed.
I like when they show like all the orbital stuff, even though it's like, you know, the ships are way too close together.
Yeah.
But I love all the practical effects because all those ships were pretty much models, like were real models and everything. And they would actually do a thing where like as they would get damaged or whatever, because it's easier to animate a lot of that stuff with using that. Mm-hmm. But as they would get damaged, they would paint like the battle scars and the and you can't have a good space movie or like a spaceship scene where like with a ship blowing up or somebody that gets stuck out in the space.
They always put that out there.
Yeah, and I love like when the ship's crashing. Mm-hmm. Like I think that's another thing I really enjoy in movies if it's done right. Because a lot of like I'll mention a couple of them that came to mind. But like, or even in games and stuff like that, I was trying to remember more. Maybe you can remember one. But like, I love the thing of being on a spaceship and it's crashing, you know, and like everything is going nuts, you know. And I'll throw a couple out of here because I was really trying to remember some of these. Mm-hmm. And I think this one is one of the best, you know, because they're running through the ship, man, and like stuff's blowing up. Homegirl gets smashed into the door. Yes. You know, like people are flying out of airlocks and stuff like that. Fires going off and stuff like that. I love it. And I'll throw you some out. Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. The beginning of that. Mm-hmm. Ships crashing into the planet and stuff like that. Awesome. Prometheus, kind of a little bit. Star Trek Into Darkness had one of the best. Yeah. Like I had that poster, like when I went to the movies to see it, because that was the thing. They always showed the picture of the ship crashing. Yeah. I mean, the 3D box I have has that on it. But I thought that was so awesome because like they're running in the hall and it's turning and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That movie's great. Pitch Black. Mm-hmm. That whole beginning right there. You know, Mass Effect 2, the beginning of that. Yeah. But it's awesome. You can think of any other ones? No. All right, let's talk about the brain bug and its big reveal. The brain bug. Carmen and Xander, they get attacked, captured by the bugs, only to be held by the arrival of the big, disgusting brain bug that looks like a vagina with eyes. And the scene where Xander dies, it's freaking gross. Yes. And yeah. And man. But they, you know, it's kind of it wraps up pretty quick. Like there's not much after like that scene, but you get to see like Carl come out, you know, and he mind melds with it or whatever.
That was funny.
And then they're sitting there with Carmen and Rico and stuff like that. And like the whole time I'm watching it, this time I was like, doesn't she need medical attention? like she's just standing there.
We got the bug. The brain bug. It's a free.
Some trivia for you.
No duh.
On one of the star bridges on the backside, you can actually see a miniature of the Millennium Falcon. Yeah. Yep. I told you more weapons were used in this ammunition. Nearly every military uniform has a World War II military or Nazi SS paratrooper references. Even the flag, their symbol, represents the Imperial Eagle of the Germany. The classroom walls portray major philosophers Aristotle, Friedrich Nietzsche, and all these thinkers and stuff like that were known for like things like on war and terrorism and stuff like that, which are all like important themes in the movie. That scene where they show the fire would be Buenos Aires, where his family was killed and stuff like that. Yeah, that was actually from a real Oakland Hills fire from 1991. So like you could actually have seen this movie in '97 and actually had your house like
burning.
Yeah. Most of the bugs and stuff like that were CGI, but like they had built like actually quite a bit robotic ones. Mm-hmm. So they actually had real models and stuff. Yeah, they actually used. That's pretty cool. And like some of the behind the scenes stuff. They actually had Pope for here and like standing in front of them, like screaming and stuff like that to show them like where the bug was actually going to be. Let's see. One of the other things that I saw that I kind of noticed, it's not trivia and stuff like that, but like all the older people in this film pretty much were damaged. Did you notice that? Yeah, like anytime they showed somebody who was like a soldier or a past soldier, like Michael Ironside, no arm. The teacher, her eyes were burned or whatever. The guy that was talking to Rico, no legs. Yeah, like but yeah, all the old people damaged. Features 2 villains from the Highlander series. Clancy Brown played the Krugen in Highlander 1986, and Michael Ironside played Katana in Highlander 2, not from Mortal Kombat. Casper Van Dien broke a rib during jumping off the tanker bug. The fort defense scene contains many references to Zulu, 1964. We're all gonna die. Fire will fall back to the compound, and similar camera angles. The war motivator, "You dogs want to live forever," was used by the Frederick the Great of Persia while attacking Austria. When Carmen is taking the starship out for the first time, she flicks a switch to release the hose. Was a switch from a 1982 IBM PC. Lieutenant Willie, played by Stephen Ford, is the son of President Gerald Ford. Some of the walls in this film were reused from Total Recall.
I could tell.
The line "You want to live forever" was uttered by RoboCop. Oh, was it? No, sorry, I was reading that wrong. The line "You want to live forever," as in "you want to live forever," was also mentioned in RoboCop by the character Email. Interesting. And then basically some of their nationalities were changed, which there's not much on there. All right, checklist. Any montages? Nope.
No montages. Well, you can almost call the little commercials. I mean, you know,
the commercials are awesome. The one where they're giving the kids bullets.
Yeah.
And they're like playing tug of war with the guns and stepping on the bugs.
Yeah.
And what about the end? Bugs. What about the end? Like the one where they were showing like they were doing research on the bug, and they just put that big drill in the bug. Any bad guys with facial hair?
The bugs.
Yeah,
no facial hair.
The braid bug had a little bit of peach fuzz going on.
That's what that was.
Do you think it's appropriate for kids?
Yeah, you can take your chances.
And I don't think it's for kids. But the parts that made me laugh the most was the parts with the kids in it.
The kids in it, yeah.
Did it say the name of the movie? Nope.
No, not once.
No Wilhelm screams, and I listened pretty hard this time. Could have had them like a couple times.
Oh, yeah, more than a couple.
Could anything in this movie been fixed if they had cell phones? Now, the technology in this film is so inconsistent. I don't think they even had cell phones. Like Rico had that really crappy walkie-talkie near the end. Mm-hmm. Chimpanzees or monkey humor? No, but they did have that cow that made me laugh. They got the cow in the room and the brain bug just.
Yes.
Flashbacks. Yep. The film starts with a flashback, basically. Yeah. Nuke the fridge. Any moments like that?
There's a time somebody survived.
Carmen got penetrated, and she's all walking around like she got stabbed through the breast, and she's all walking around like cheering with everybody else. Woo! I'd be like, "Give me a doctor." Any scenes where anybody trips or the car won't start? Not really, but there was a bunch of face plants, like people falling down.
Yes.
Alternate titles for the film. I got Invasion Clandatu.
Beware the bugs.
If you could have one prop from the movie,
I want the brain bug.
The brain bug?
Yeah.
I don't want either one of the bugs they used, like the miniatures. Mm-hmm. Those are pretty cool. Or the grenades they had.
The grenades.
The little mini nukes.
Yeah.
Now, the award for best casting, I decided to change this one up. Because, I found one in here that I didn't know about. Yeah. R. Lee Ermey from Full Metal Jacket. And he was the voice of the speaker when the troops were grabbing all their gear and their weapons.
Really?
But he went uncredited for the film.
They didn't give him something?
I guess he just was like, I'll do it. I mean, he's a military guy.
Beer.
That's right. Give me. I love that guy. Makes me want to watch Full Metal Jacket every time.
Full Metal Jacket.
You've seen that, right?
Yes, I have seen it.
Yeah.
It was recently, though, but I haven't seen it.
I think about that. I always get, when I think it's two sides of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. I imagine him in that movie, and he is terrifying and awesome. But, he's so tough and just in your face.
Yeah.
And then I think about Saving Silverman.
A long time I see that movie.
It's on Netflix streaming.
Yeah, I thought about it too when I saw it on Netflix.
Favorite character?
They killed him. The chick.
Dizzy?
Dizzy.
Yeah. I liked Clancy Brown, man. He was the hero at the end.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He was the one that didn't get messed up pretty much. Everybody else got cut, scarred.
That is true.
And every time I watch it, because I had forgot, but I always thought it had Ace, Jake Busey. I thought he died, but he
didn't. Yeah.
Nope.
Because his character kind of surprised me. Because when I first saw him, I thought this dude gonna be a jackass the whole movie. But I liked it.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Character. One of the things I like about this movie, and they really did, I think they did a pretty good job with, is they like the growth. Because when they first start off, they're kind of young, coming out of like high school, college, whatever it is, and then you actually see he ranks up a couple times in the military. Yeah. They all do. And then at the end, he's leading a whole new troop of younger kids, and these guys look even younger than him. So it kind of looked like there was a progression a little bit.
Yeah, or maybe it all happened in 1 year.
1 week.
I hope not. It won't give me any citizens.
What's your favorite moment in the film? Favorite scene?
The favorite scene? Just the battles.
Battles.
I love the battles, and there's other moments I like for different reasons. Like when Neil Patrick Harris walks up to the brain bug and he touches it, and I think that's the whole part is funny. I'm just laughing because
he's afraid.
He's afraid. I'm like, you went through all that just to tell me this bug was afraid. Why would it be afraid? The leap when he does it in football. He also does it in that little funny. Well, that's just
the whole football scene was ridiculous. I mean, that 130-pound woman like playing football with those guys. My favorite moment is, like I kind of already said, that one battle scene where they just overwhelmed. I mean, two of the best characters get killed off. But I mean, you got more bugs than you ever seen ever on the screen right there. And I mean, they got the torch bugs, the big old tanker bugs coming out. They got flying bugs coming out. I mean, it ain't stopping. And I want a StarCraft movie. Now, to kind of just like say like our final thoughts and what we think about the movie. This is the interesting part. Going to the movie, like I remembered it being just violent, fun, and completely over the top. And then the thing about doing the podcast is like I'll look at movies in a different light. Kind of like look at the acting. I'll question more. What was it like to make the film? Just kind of. I'll try to put myself in a different mind. And overall, is the movie just as good now, or is it just nostalgia?
Yeah.
So, I enjoy this movie more than I think any previous viewing. And I think it's one of the last cult films that before like everything was overexposed, because now like a movie comes out like The Purge or something stupid like that, everybody's talking about it, everybody's tweeting about it, everybody's posting on Facebook. You can't go on YouTube without seeing a trailer for it and stuff like that. There's a very good reason that you've never seen this movie, because we weren't living in the time where everything was oversaturated. Sure, you heard people talking about it, but it wasn't enough to get you in there. I've seen a lot of these garbage movies that have come out in the last couple of years, or like I've seen trailers for them or something like that, because it's everywhere. It's before your it's on your commercial on Hulu, it's on your ticker, it's and it's so much easier to get now, it's there's no more going from video store to video store looking for that rare copy of Akira or Ghoulies, Garbage Pail Kids in the movies. It's online, it's on YouTube, it's on torrents. You can get a reproduction of it on eBay. Like I would have never heard of this movie called Deadly Prey, but it's on YouTube. I mean,
how did I miss this movie?
And I just the little things that I caught from this movie that didn't stick before, I wish we would have got more of, like the government stuff. And I know it's a little bit more in the book. I would. And more of the government stuff and less bug killing makes it Hunger Games, basically.
Yeah.
Where you must serve for privileges. And like the acting, it can be wooden and it hurts like the serious tone sometimes, stuff like that. But the special effects are still so amazing, and it's so much fun. And like some movies that come out and they look dated like a year later, they have special effects. But this movie, it still looks just as good to me. And I highly recommend it. It's I don't currently own it on Blu-ray, but I will. What do you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I could barely remember what people told me or what I read about the movie back. I don't know how long has it been? Almost 20 years ago.
1997.
And it's one of those movies that I guess in the back of your head I wanted to watch but never got around to it. And it's a shame because I saw it recently. Really enjoyed it.
Let's Well, that's the best thing. I mean, it holds up,
Yeah, it holds up. I mean, it's not, overly dated or anything. Acting is, decent enough for most of the characters.
Right.
And, one lady who doesn't act that well, she's not on screen that much, which is surprising, I guess because they wrote some of the scenes out.
It's mostly follows Rico's character.
Yeah.
His war, because you do have, like, the fleet doing their thing.
Yeah.
And, obviously you have stuff going on with Neil Patrick Harris, but you don't see,
you don't see anything at all about him. And that's his best friend?
Carl, yeah.
And then whatchamacallit, who's his girlfriend, you don't really see much about her either.
No, I mean,
well, she stays with him.
They pop up once or twice. They have their fight, and she breaks up with him over a text, basically.
Yeah.
But did you watch any of the sequels?
No.
Okay. I had seen the sequel, the direct sequel too.
Yeah.
When it came out on DVD, I was like, "Ooh, Starship Troopers 2." It's terrible. It's not worth it. There's special effects or Sci-Fi Channel.
Really? Is that bad? What was bad about it?
It just none of the characters returned.
Mm-hmm.
Story was kind of subpar. It didn't have none of the sequels come anywhere even close to how good the first one looks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all like sci-fi bad, but just story wasn't that great. Now the third one is actually watchable.
Mm-hmm.
Casper Van Dien does come back in it, and but the special effects on that were probably the worst.
Wow.
It's just, now the thing about the book is they didn't in the book they actually wore mech suits and did stuff like that. Close, I think more like Edge of Tomorrow style stuff.
Yeah.
And in the third movie they actually do that. There's a whole scene, and you think about the shower scene.
Yeah.
Well, there's a scene in the third one where it's Casper Van Dien and his squad, Johnny Rico and his squad, and they walk into this room and it's these 3 attractive girls and 4 guys and whatever, and they're sitting there talking, and they just start stripping down, buck naked. And while they're having a conversation, nobody's batting an eye, and then they walk into a room and they get scanned, and you're like, what the hell is happening? And next thing, they're in these freaking mechs, dude, and they're just tearing through the bugs, and you're like, hell yeah. But it's not bad. Now, the fourth movie, which came out, I want to say a year or two ago,
yeah,
I did not watch. I have it. I got it, and I put it on to check it out. It's an animated film.
Yeah.
But quality looks amazing.
Okay.
It looks kind of up there, like how Animatrix looked and everything.
Okay.
But really, really high production and stuff. So I will watch it, and I probably will follow up on it and see. Now they had the Roughneck series, and they had the video game and everything and stuff. But yeah, none of them. None of the sequels ever lived up to what I wanted. I think the best thing that was would probably be I think Edge of Tomorrow was the best thing, closest to a Starship Trooper sequel, because you had the bug fights, you had the power suits and stuff. Love that movie. A lot of stuff on there. Obviously, I'm trying to think if I have any notes. But watching this movie, a lot of stuff is not answered. Like you were saying, how does Neil Patrick Harris become the most badass in the military?
No time.
Yeah, but that's just a minor complaint. So small compared to the whole. It's a pickle on my sandwich that I just put aside and I'll finish it off.
Get out of here, pickle.
Anything else about the movie?
No.
All right. No emails this week, so if you want to check out our website, it's www.nvnpodcast.com. You can email us at nvnpodcast@yahoo.com. Suggestions for other movies we should review, anything we missed on Starship Troopers, or what are your thoughts on it. Leave us a review on iTunes. You can listen to us on Stitcher. You can actually leave reviews on Stitcher as well. If you suggest a movie on iTunes, we will grant it pretty much no matter what it is, unless it's just it has to fit the genre. It can't be something that came out last year or something like that. But you can pick the worst B movie possible and probably talk about it. Those are fun. And also find us on Facebook. We post on there all the time. Either movie news or random stuff like that, but stuff either related to 80s, 90s movie stuff like that, or it's just something funny. Our next episode is going to be E.T. E.T.
phone home.
And also check out our friends in the 80s Revisited. They are wrapping up their 100 character countdown. Probably by the time you hear this one, you'll have a couple days before to catch up and listen to their last one. But definitely check it out for them for anything for other 80s, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, all the classics and stuff like that. But anything else for you, sir?
No, not at all.
All right. Well, I'm John.
I'm James.
Thanks for listening.